Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm gonna kind of let Avery take over the camera because we're doing some drywall work. I am currently just spackling the imperfections in the drywall on the ceiling and all of the walls. But Avery has a little bit more of a fun job. He is going to be patching all of this. I don't really know what it is. He knows what he's doing. And so I'm gonna leave the camera with him and he's gonna show you what's up with all of this because there are a lot of patches in the walls. We might have our try at mudding and taping. I'm not sure if we're actually gonna do that ourselves because you want it done right and you want it to look good. But this is something that Avery can confidently do. So he's gonna do that and I'm gonna keep working on filling in all of the imperfections on the ceilings and the walls because believe it or not, there is a ton.
All right, first off, by no means am I an expert. I have done this a handful of times and it's turned out well. So
yeah,
just letting you know. So if you have any comments saying it's wrong, it probably is. All right, so first, I don't like having this, I call it a game of Tetris because that's exactly what it looks like. So we're gonna start out by making a big open square cut. So I have one solid piece that can just fit into here. Otherwise it's gonna look all weird and it's gonna be a lot less difficult for the mudder and taper.
Of all the drywall work that we have done up until this point, I would say that this is probably the easiest. Really all you're doing is measuring and cutting out a hole so it's easy to fit a piece of drywall in it. Avery is just outlining where he wants to actually make the cuts, and then when it comes time to do that, he's just using this multi-tool, and it seems pretty easy. Watching this footage back, I think I definitely could do this myself, and honestly, the next time we have any drywall work, either in this house or in one of our next houses, I'm definitely going to be giving it a go. And I would say if you ever need something like this done in your house, that you should try to do it for yourself because it didn't look too difficult, and the less you have to hire out means the less that you're gonna have to pay for.
All right, now that we have our clean edges, we're gonna measure the opening. So we're gonna make a cut. We got 27 3/4 by 30 and 7/8. Over to our drywall, make a line, 27 3/4. Now they make tools for this, drywall tools. There's a little level that kind of goes on the top and then a bar that goes all the way down, but those are expensive and I already have framing square, so we'll just make it work.
Avery decided to cut the existing drywall all the way to the sliding glass door rather than leaving that little sliver of old drywall left. He decided to do that because when it comes time to mudding and taping, there will be less that has to be done, which is always good because we're saving money, especially because we are hiring it out. To secure it, he just used some drywall screws and screwed them into the studs, and just like that, we had a patched wall again. Of course, it's not mudded and taped yet, but it's looking a whole lot better without a hole in the wall. After he finished that patch, he moved on to the opening where that built-in was inside the master bedroom closet. At the end, I'm going to show you what all of the patches look like finished, just so you get a good overview. For now, let's focus on the project at hand, which is he's actually framing this out. His dad is a framer, so he has a lot of tips and tricks on how to do this right, and it ended up turning out really good. You definitely want to do your research before doing any framing work if that is something you're going to attempt, because there are codes that you have to follow, and those codes are always changing. You don't want to do anything that could cause damage to your house down the road. But to frame out this opening, Avery used 2x4 studs on the bottom, and then I believe it was every 6 inches apart. To be completely honest, I know nothing about framing, so take everything I say with a grain of salt, and by all means, do not take my video as a tutorial. Go find someone who is super knowledgeable and has more experience. This video is simply just showing you our process of a young couple flipping a house and hopefully encouraging you or giving you the confidence to try some of these projects yourselves, because for the most part, most of these projects, anyone can do it. Now you guys are about to see what is probably the most exciting part of flipping this house so far, and that is that we finally have our 4th bedroom framed in. Right now it doesn't look like much, it's down to the studs, but Avery's going to fix that real soon with hanging up all of the drywall. If you've been here for this whole series, this 4th bedroom is where the old bar in the basement used to be. In all of our research for flipping houses, we learned that adding another bedroom can add a lot of value to a house, so we figured a 4th bedroom would raise the price of this house over fixing up the bar that was already there. And what's great about this is that we aren't taking any of the living room space, since whoever is going to buy this house will most likely be a family with kids, and I'm sure they'll want lots of living room space for the kids to play or hang out. And it also gave us an opportunity to have a little bit of a mudroom area by the sliding glass door on the other side of where Avery's working now. To make this a legal bedroom, we are having to pull a permit and we have to add a window, but we just felt that this was the best way to go about adding a 4th bedroom. Again, it's really nice because Avery's dad knows this type of work and has been doing this type of work all of his life, so he is helping us out a ton, which is saving us in labor. Another thing that we learned in this process of finding a skilled mudder and taper is to not rush the process and take your time getting quotes from several different companies or people, because the prices can range so much. We ended up having 3 different people come out over the span of a week, and we got 3 very, very different quotes and personalities come through. The first guy that came through was very detailed. We went through the house and had long conversations about what needed to be done, and he also gave us some really good tips on how to do mudding and taping for ourselves. Also, he showed us how to keep the costs down lower for future houses. He ended up giving us a quote of $5,000 for all of the projects you have seen in this video so far, plus the ceiling in the downstairs bathroom, which you will soon see here. The second guy that came through was in and out in just about 3 minutes and gave us a quote of over $10,000, and so you know we didn't go with him. The third guy that came through was detailed and gave us some great tips as well, and he came in at a quote of $2,600. We debated between the first guy and the last guy, but at the end of the day, we went with the person who had the best reviews and also the best price, which was the last guy who quoted us $2,600. I was a little shocked at the numbers initially because I was expecting around like $700 to $900 for this mudding and taping work, but apparently it's a lot more expensive than I figured. However, with the tips that we were given, I'm confident that the next time we need to hire a mudder and taper, we can keep those costs down much lower, and I might even be willing to attempt doing this myself. Everyone talks so much about how hard it is and how it has to be so perfect, and I don't know if it's just because I've done a lot of like spackling stuff with my furniture. I'm not sure, but the process was actually really easy for me, and at least for the smaller patches that I did do, which I will get to a little bit later, they turned out really good, and now there's paint on them and it's seamless. Anyways, back to hanging drywall. This is the last spot in the house that actually needed drywall put in. This downstairs bathroom ceiling was actually a drop ceiling, and we decided we wanted to change that out to a drywall ceiling. Avery is cutting and putting in water resistant drywall, or maybe it's mold resistant. I don't know, but there's a reason why it's green. He only did it around the shower, and we later learned that we probably should have done it in the entire bathroom ceiling, but it's not a make or break and it'll be fine. It's just in the future we will do the whole ceiling in green drywall if it is in a bathroom. The green drywall is going to hold up to the moisture a lot better than the original grayish white drywall, so that's another lesson learned. I cannot tell you how much we have learned in this process of flipping a house so far. It has been so much fun, even with all the mistakes that we've made. I've just wanted to do this for so long, and sometimes I still can't believe that we are actually here and doing this and flipping a house. I am going to leave you off with a little bit of a cliffhanger on this bathroom ceiling, because this downstairs bathroom is eventually going to get a full makeover, and I'm going to record the whole process, and I want there to be a great before and after reveal, so I'm going to leave it as that and show you guys all this patchwork Avery did, as well as some minor mudding and taping jobs that I have done, like this one. There are also some other minor projects that I did, like this ceiling. If you were here from the start, we had a wall here, so this needed to be patched in as well. The mutter and taper is going to be dealing with these cracks in the ceiling. Don't worry, we did make sure that it wasn't a important wall, a load-bearing wall, so we're all good there. But here we are, we have the 4th bedroom actually looking like a bedroom. It's framed in, it's drywalled in. And once we get that window in and all of it mudded and taped, we can start painting, and it's really gonna look like a real room here, and I'm just so excited about it. It has been a long week of doing these patches and getting a mutter and taper in, which is why this video is a week late, but I think it was well worth the wait. Now, before I let you guys go, if you could please like this video and subscribe, it'll really help my channel grow. We are trying to reach a goal of 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and I can't do it without you guys. But until then, I will see you guys in the next video.